Hey, good evening, and welcome back to another episode of Ranch Talk. I'm Mike,
I'm Erin.
and this is our Wyoming Life. Thanks to everybody for coming out. We've had a pretty big last couple weeks, and I can tell you that since our last live stream, we have gained almost 5,000 subscribers. We're actually like 40 some short of that 5,000 point. But I want to thank everybody for coming out. There might be some new faces out here this evening, so I'm looking forward to meeting some new people, getting to hang out, getting to answer some questions. We've got mail call coming up tonight with only one item. Well, actually, it's one package, but it was a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're also going to talk about our new subscribers and where all that came from. With that, we've actually had some interesting things happen along the lines of sponsors and people coming out of the woodwork. It's crazy when you get a little bump like that. You know, we gained some subscribers, and we've had sponsorship offers from all over the place. Not that we're going to really take any of them, but from light bulbs to
grow lights.
Yeah, I mean, but they had light bulbs too, and to apps, you know, iPhone apps, which I'm not really sure.
You didn't even tell me about this.
I didn't tell you about the iPhone app
No.
thing. It's kind of like, and I don't know what it has to do with us, but it's like Let It Go, kind of.
Oh, you did tell me about that.
Yeah, it's like one of those type of things. So those are always interesting things that happen when we do gain a little bit of momentum here and there. And it does kind of go through, Erin, well, what do you call it? What do you call it? Peaks and valleys, or the?
Yeah, YouTube's always like a wave, and so we're on an up.
Yeah, we're on an up right now.
Top of the mountain kind of situation. So, the putting the bulls with the cows is now our most popular video with 251,000 views, and that's all happened in the last like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
so.
That's a lot of folks watching. So hopefully some of those folks subscribed, and they're here with us today. That would be really cool as well. So.
Yeah.
Of course, we have our moderators here with us tonight, and I do want to thank these guys. These guys are the best moderators that you're going to find on YouTube. We have Matt with us. Ron is here. Bob, Nash guy. I'm not sure if he wants me to say his real name, since he has.
But he just did.
His real name isn't Bob. That's an alias. So, also, I saw that Blake, guy in Wyoming, was here a little while ago, and I don't know if he's still here, but. What's that?
Did he leave?
I don't know.
Blake,
if he
did you leave?
He's probably making dinner or something. Maybe. Or maybe he's looking for a light bulb. One or the other. And if you are looking for a light bulb, I got a sponsor I can hook you up with, Blake. We can get you some light bulbs. So, Blake has a light bulb shortage in his house. So anyway, thanks to all of our moderators for coming out. They really kind of keep things moving in a very fluid kind of motion. They also do me favors from time to time, and so they're all good. They're good people. So everybody that's be sure to thank those guys. They're great to be here. New subscriber right there, Austin Huddleston. Austin, where are you from, Austin? New subscriber, brand new to the channel. So thanks for coming out to our live stream. We do our live streams every other Thursday. Erin usually does a video on, so it's like a bi-weekly live stream, and then the other week Erin does a video, whether it comes from the garden or she's cooking in the kitchen, or
in the winter I cook.
Yeah, but you could cook in the summertime, because there are people, I get emails all the time. They're like, when is Erin gonna cook something again?
Well, you know, we had Qdoba for dinner, so you can tell what the cooking situation is like around here.
We can take you to Qdoba, yeah. So so all kinds of cool stuff going on. And what else did I want to touch on in the beginning?
The next live stream, we're gonna have a date change.
Yeah, we usually live stream on Thursdays. Next Thursday is actually Grace's birthday.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks from
August 2nd.
August 2nd. There you go.
Is our daughter's birthday.
Is Grace's birthday.
So we will not be live streaming on her birthday.
Right.
We'll do it on Wednesday, August 1st.
Is that what we're going to do?
Yeah, I can't do it on a Friday. We're in farmer's market season.
It is farmer's market season.
Fridays are a disaster.
Almost every day is a disaster around
here. It is. So.
Anybody you want to shout out to and say hi to?
Tarek, I'm not going to say your last name, is new to the channel. Welcome. It's nice to have new people here. We appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, Tarak is originally from India. I've seen some of his comments and stuff, and now he lives in New Jersey, which he just said, which I read, but I did actually know that before. I got another email today from India,
Oh.
About cow tipping.
Oh.
Did you see that?
I saw a comment.
Or it was a comment. It wasn't an email. About cow tipping in India. And I can imagine they don't cow tip.
No.
And we don't really cow tip here unless you're, 17 and drunk.
We're not. You're not supposed to be drunk and 17.
You're not supposed to.
We're not successful cow tippers either.
No, it doesn't work for us. So,
Humphrey Family Holsteins, you're not a new subscriber.
No.
But thanks for being here.
He just wants to hear his name. That's all he wants.
Okay. So you want to answer some questions? Terry Bruce wants to know how is haying going.
Haying is going. It's not great. Our hay crop is not. So we got lots of rain, which everybody knows about, but we got that rain too late. We needed that rain a little bit earlier to get the grass kind of a jump start.
May was dry.
May was really dry. April was pretty dry too. And that's when we really need that.
We had lots of snow in April.
We did.
But snow does not always equate to moisture either.
Right. So hay is short. I actually raked today and baled a 70-acre field and made 22 tons of hay, right around there, 22, 24, somewhere in there. So not a lot.
It's a truckload.
It's a truckload. Usually on that field, in a good year, a normal year, I guess I should say, I made 33 bales off of that field. In a normal year, I'll make 120 or so. Yeah. So we kind of have this rule when we're haying, because there is a point where you just say it's not worth it to hay. And that rule is usually about a 1/4 ton per acre. That's kind of where it washes back and forth, with wear and tear on equipment, my time, fuel, all that kind of stuff. At that point, it's really not worth it for us to cut. And as the price of hay goes up, though, that number goes down. I mean, it could be down to 20 or 15% now, 20% of a ton per acre. But so yeah, I mean,
math.
It's math and it sucks. But it is what it is. We're going to make as much hay as we can. We're going to end up buying hay. We have a video coming out on Sunday. We're still in this haying series thing. If you haven't had a chance to watch them, you can go back and watch them. We had a video about cutting hay. We've had a video about raking hay. This Sunday's video is going to be all about baling hay. And I'm kind of on the fence about if I'm going to include in that video the breakdown of how much hay we're gonna need, or if I'll save that for the project list video, because for me that is a project sitting down and figuring out.
I mean, you have a lot of acres to cut still.
But it's averaging out pretty well, so far. So I cut that 70 acres today. I got about a 1/2 ton per acre off that. I cut 68. I'm about halfway through cutting at this point. I've cut about 200 and some odd acres already, and we still have another 300 acres to go or so, or more than that actually. So we'll kind of see where we wash out on that one. So Miles wants to know how farmers market's going. How is farmers market going?
Going great.
We had a great first farmers market. It's well, you can talk about it, because figuring out how much stuff to bring for that first market is a pain.
We sold out of pretty much everything except for meat. We bring plenty of meat with us. We did sell out of bacon that we brought with. And was there anything else we sold out of meat-wise? We bring 2 deep freezes with, and they're packed. But, we have several cuts of meat, so we can't always bring... I can't bring 20 pounds of bacon, although we could bring 20 pounds of bacon. But we sold out of bacon, and that was about it, meat-wise. But, yeah, we sold out of vegetables, really early, 9:30. I brought home just a few baked goods, which I kept for myself. I wasn't sad that there was chocolate cake left over.
Erin used to make pies and that kind of stuff for farmers market.
We used to make these little tiny pies, and they were super popular because you could split them in half and you could share a little tiny pie, or you could just eat the whole pie by yourself. But there's quite a few people making pies at market. We kind of had this weird time where no one was making pies, and now we have people making pies again. And I don't like pie. I like cake.
So Erin's making cake.
So I make cake. So
it works out.
Market's good. I washed vegetables today for market on Saturday, and it's been good so far. So.
Yep. Ridge, I'm drinking the very last of my whiskey. That's it for me. Not like forever, but in that bottle. That bottle's empty. It's broken.
It's broken.
So Paul, I'm going to get to your question about jerky in just 1 second. I wanted to answer a question really quick that was up here, and I'm going to scroll up just a little bit, Erin.
Okay.
Okay, I listened to your pod. This is from Mark Mortensen. I listened to your podcast. How do you think they're going? So every Friday we release a podcast. It usually runs about 30 to about 45 minutes or so, somewhere in there, and it's actually okay. And you can find it anywhere you listen to your podcast. You can go to Apple iPodcasts. What are they called? Apple Podcast, Google Cast. We're on Spotify. All these companies have jumped behind us, and they're letting us post them there. And for us, the podcast has really kind of become like a venting platform.
Fun. I like the podcast a lot. Yeah, I enjoy it. Do you guys like the podcast? I guess that's the more important question.
That is the important. I mean, for us, it's very much a time for us to sit down, talk about what we have going on. We usually do pick like somewhat of a topic. And then we kind of, we totally don't stay on that topic because we're not that type of people. But we end up wrapping back around to it, of course. And it's just a good chance for us to sit down and talk totally off the cuff about what's going on with the channel, with the ranch, with us personally. It's almost like therapy.
Yeah, I enjoy doing the podcast. But do you guys like the podcast? So
I would do it anyway. I just wouldn't record it. If they didn't like it.
Matt likes it.
Matt likes it. Matt likes the podcast.
I did see somebody say, are you on Instagram? Yes, we have an Instagram and a Facebook and a Twitter, but we don't use Twitter and a Twitter. Is that what you call it? A Twitter?
A tweeting?
A tweeting. Yeah, we can tweet. Mike, we use Twitter the least.
I try to use Twitter here and there, but I'm not very good about it. Matt has a new drinking game that he's playing tonight.
I saw that every time I roll my eyes. I didn't even know I rolled my eyes. So
he also told me he was going to have a little clicker. So he's going to give us a final count at the end of the night.
Self-conscious about rolling my eyes. Right. Thanks, Matt.
Paul, I told you I'd get back to you about jerky, and I was going to bring some jerky over. What?
How's the peacock, Tony Bush? I've seen that question go by quite a bit. Peacock's great.
Yeah, Peacock is actually now he's not in the basement anymore. He's living upstairs, and he kind of lives in the shop at night. We still have...
He goes out and sits in front of the shop during the day, and then he comes in at nighttime, and his leg is doing great. We took it off the other day and just checked it. We used to take it off every time we put him back in the basement and stuff, just so that he wouldn't get sore or anything, and we started letting him keep it on overnight, and we did take it off the other day and check it, and no problems at all. So
yeah. So Peacock's doing great.
Yeah.
His leg, we were really worried about it rubbing.
Yeah.
But now he's wearing it pretty much 24/7. We took it off a couple days ago and let him kind of go without it for a day.
He didn't like it.
He didn't like not having it. He was kind of
As soon as we put it back on, he was like, he clicks on the concrete floor of the shop, and because it's wood, there's a wooden dowel in the bottom, so he click, 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 click right out. He was like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, he's a mover and a shaker. Okay, Paul, I wanted to get to your beef jerky thing. We have the beef jerky. Of course, we have boxes of it, and I'm trying to get it going on the website. There's a couple hoops that we have to jump through for that before we can sell it on the website, and we can't sell outside the United States because it's not inspected for outside the United States. But I did kind of come up with a workaround for this. So if you remember last month, we did a deal where if you super chatted, I sent you a sticker, just like that. Boom, super chat sticker. Hopefully you've gotten your sticker. If you haven't, it's in the mail.
I just put some stickers in the mail.
They might have been in that batch
Wednesday.
Too. We send out so much crap. So what we're going to do tonight is I am looking for people to try the beef jerky and give me your honest opinion of it. We would like to do some reviews on the website when we start selling it. And because you guys are like our core audience that comes out here, hangs out with us during the live streams. In fact, there's 260 of you here now. I wanted to make this offer and see if anybody bid on it. Anybody who super chats tonight, I will send you a small package of beef jerky for you to try, as long as you tell me that you're gonna let us know what you think, so I can put your review on the website. We have 3 different flavors of beef jerky. We have original beef jerky, peppered, and teriyaki beef jerky. So
you get 1 small package if you do a super chat.
Yeah, so super chat, whatever you feel is fair. We're going to
do about like 10 of them or so. We don't...
Yeah, we'll end up cutting it off at some point. We don't know what's going to happen. It could get nuts here, and we would be done with jerky. You never know. But, so yeah. And hopefully if you have a question about what super chat is, the mods will be able to help you with that. Basically, there should be a button somewhere that you can click Super Chat, and then you put in, you know, $1 or $5 or whatever, and then that helps us cover the cost of shipping and, you know, obviously the cost of the beef jerky. But it's totally up to you guys what you guys feel is fair to pay for that. So because we can't sell it yet, this is our way around that so that you guys can try it out.
We would like some reviews. So yeah, we'll just have a little email correspondence, and hopefully you'll write a good review. So.
Exactly. So right there, Peter Klassen would like to try some. Peter, I'll email you, or actually, if you could send me an email so I have your email address, and let me know that you're doing it, and then
it's rwylife@gmail.com.
Yeah. I got totally confused.
Thank you, guys.
So yeah, there's another one. There's another one. Oh, Tammy, thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Paul. And we're going to try to limit to about 10 or so.
Yeah.
You want to do that? So Matt, can you keep an eye on that and kind of keep just a count of how many we've that I've got to send out, and then that way we can shut it off at some point. So
thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I really do want to get your input on it. So Paul, that's the answer to your question. What's going on with beef jerky? A lot is going on with beef jerky. So thanks again. I know that some people are still rolling in. We're getting more people in here. And of course, some of the questions that you ask, if you come and ask about hang, we've talked about hang already. Mm-hmm. But you can catch this on the replay on YouTube as well. So you can catch back up on what's going on.
Yeah.
So.
And the beef jerky is from our cattle. We grain finish some steers every year to sell at farmers market, and the same place that does our processing for our meat for farmers market does beef jerky.
Right.
So we had beef jerky made this year. The first time we've had it made. We've sampled it. We think it's good.
I think it's good, but I'm totally biased. So
I've only tried the original, though. I haven't tried the other flavors.
Oh, really?
No.
I don't know if anybody's really tried the other flavors, to tell you the truth. So
okay.
That makes sense. So yeah, if you'd like to get in on that, just and we'll remind you a couple times throughout the whole thing here.
Hi, Bailey. Thank you.
Thank you, Bailey.
So yeah, send us an email if you do one of those super chats, rwylife@gmail.com, and we'll get all your contact info and get you some jerky.
Exactly. Let's go back to a couple questions here really quick as we roll on. Jeanette, thank you. Thank you, Jeanette.
Greg.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And
Lori. Thank you very much, Lori.
Guys. And Nashka.
And thank you, Bob. Yeah.
Bob, we should send you some because you moderate.
We should.
Oh, thanks, guys.
So, let's answer a couple questions here really quick. Now I'm totally distracted.
Here's one. I don't know how to say names, man. How has the weather been? Has it affected the hay baling?
Weather has slowed us down. We've had a lot of rain for some weird. Usually here we hit like the 1st of July and the rain stops. And so far in the last week, we've had like 2 inches of rain.
That's been a lot. And we missed some rain, like just east of town got like 3 inches of rain in like an hour. Last Friday, we got a bunch of rain really fast. Blake. Thank you, Blake.
Thanks, Blake.
We'll put a sticker in there for you too, Blake, since you don't have a sticker. Blake was saying he didn't have a sticker yet.
Oh, he doesn't?
No.
Oh.
You know, you
have a T-shirt? I think Blake has a T-shirt.
You drive by all the time and you don't stop, so.
He honks, like everybody does. We have a lot of honking going on. Our ranch is actually right on not a main highway, but a 2-lane highway that runs through. And holy crap, people honk nowadays. And I wave. A lot of time I don't get a chance to look up.
You can't even see, like, half the time, like, the cars go by so fast that even, like, when our neighbors honk and stuff, like, we all do it. Gary does it down the road, too. You honk, and he's not even looking. You throw our hand up.
It's a 70-mile-an-hour highway, so, yeah. Ron, your T-shirt's on the way. Sorry about that. I got sidetracked on that one.
T-shirt?
Yeah, I told Ron I'd send him a T-shirt.
Scott, thank you for the $10. Send us an email. We'll get you some beef jerky.
Thank you, Scott.
You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So if you are looking for T-shirts or stickers, you can find them on our website, or you can find T-shirts on Amazon. Can you get stickers on Amazon?
No. You can get stickers on Teespring.
On our website.
On the website. Or now that YouTube's I think YouTube bought Teespring or something, because they put it now right below our video. So we had a podcast about that where people were complaining about that. I just saw a question. All your videos, you seem to be doing all the work. When do you plan on hiring some help? When we can afford it is really kind of the big thing.
I have a babysitter / weeder.
Yeah, she does have. Her babysitter weeds in the morning and then babysits in the afternoon. The kids go to grandma's in the morning and then they switch over, which works out pretty well. With having to buy hay the last 3 years, so when we budget money on the ranch, we have budgets based on this much for a ranch hand, this much for this, and when you have to buy hay, the first thing to go is always a ranch hand. It seems like that's the first place that you're going to pull that money out of. So yeah, we still don't have a ranch hand.
There's not one in the works or in the plans.
No, so, not unless.
And winters are slow time. So I mean, granted, we're a long ways away from winter, and we have a lot to get through before winter. But if we were going to have a ranch hand, you like to hire them in like February and March.
Yeah, I usually hire them early so we can start training and getting all that kind of stuff done. So Rancherina wants a shout out. Hi, Rancherina. She's been here for weeks, and I've never had a chance to jump on there. So hi.
Yeah, Nash Guy coffee mugs are available on our website on Teespring, and you can get like a reusable shopping bag and
yeah, there's all kinds of weird.
And there's some silly other stuff. So
yeah.
Yeah. So
what are all food products produced by your ranch?
Everything I sell at farmers market comes from the ranch.
Right. Yeah, we're a local producer. Beef, pork, and
vegetables.
Tons of vegetables every single year, from tomatoes to kohlrabi, which I didn't even know what kohlrabi was before I met you. Did you know what kohlrabi was before we came here?
No. I mean, I'd gone to farmers market for years, and Mom bought my mom helps me garden, and she bought like a 6-pack of kohlrabi that I transplanted, and it sold out really fast, and people were like, we want more of this. And I literally planted 6 of them. And now I plant
hundreds.
Yeah, I plant 200 feet of it.
Yeah.
220 feet of it. So,
exactly.
Yeah, it's super popular.
How's the veg? This is from Eric Bubbles, which is the name of one of our bowls, by the way, Bubbles. How's the veggie drying rack going? Erin used it today.
I used it today. Yeah, it was great. I took a little video of it, and I meant to throw it up on Facebook and Instagram, and I just didn't get around to it. But yeah, I had it all. So in the video, I use a 5-gallon spinner, and I took that spinner full of lettuce and dumped it out, and it fills up the tray very nicely, and it's not super packed on top of each other or anything. And I turned the fans on, and it dried it very nicely. Actually,
she called me. I was out haying, or I was baling actually, and she called me and she said, "I used the dryer." And I was I was just waiting for the, it broke everything or it didn't work for crap.
The extension cord didn't work.
Oh, really? Well, that extension cord's probably a piece of junk. But
no, it worked great. And actually, if I leave the lettuce on there too long, it dries up.
Mm-hmm.
So exactly. Yeah, it was great. I really appreciate that you made that for me. So.
I've seen this pop up a couple times from Jared asking about the sickle mower that we're using during haying this year, as opposed to the swather, which was a piece of junk and we sold it. He's asking about using the sickle mower to cut alfalfa, and we have alfalfa in our fields as well. In some fields, it's kind of an alfalfa mix, but that thing cuts through alfalfa like butter. The serrated blades that you can put on the sickle, man, it works really good on alfalfa. Slick grasses, like smooth grasses, sometimes it has a little bit of trouble with. But everything else,
if you change out your teeth and stuff, though, we got all new teeth this year, right?
All new sickles.
All new, yeah, and that helps a lot too.
Yeah.
Royal Mage, $5. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm currently a college student. After a long day of studying, I find your videos relaxing.
Oh.
Well, that's a good thing.
I'm glad they're relaxing for you. Thank you. So, Matt, are we at 10 or so for beef jerky? Let us know, Matt.
Let us know, Matt. Wake up, Matt. Okay, that's it for the jerky. Matt said we hit 10. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
That helps us out immensely, and we will be getting with you guys. Just shoot us an email if you super chatted and you want some jerky, because I don't get your email when you super chat, and therefore then I'll get your information. We'll find out what kind you want, and then we'll move along.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
perfect.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. What's the history of ranch? Who in Erin's family first got it? Well, Gilbert bought the ranch that we're on now back in the 90s.
Yeah, Gilbert was my stepdad. He bought the ranch in the late 90s?
Early 90s.
Early 90s.
Right. This ranch has been here since the early 1900s.
Yeah.
And up until when Gilbert bought it, it was a bull operation. They pretty much just raised Hereford bulls. And if you're ever paying attention, if I'm ever in the barn, sometimes you'll see a Hereford bull sign, and I've left up all those original signage and stuff like that. And
there used to be a sales ring and bleachers,
and
we still
there was an auction house in there.
Yeah, we still call it the sales barn.
Yeah, the sales barn. So yeah, so that's kind of where this ranch started. Now Gilbert ranched in Campbell County, where we're at. Well, his parents homesteaded here.
Yeah.
So they
Gilbert lived in Campbell County his whole life. He never lived anywhere else.
No. He rarely ever went anywhere else. And yeah.
Yeah, and so then we lost Gilbert. He passed away in 2012, and so my mom still, owns a ranch, and we came back to help in 2008. We just got married, and we came back to help a few months after we got married, and helped Gilbert, and we had a few really great years with Gilbert before he passed away, and he taught us a lot and didn't teach us a lot at the same time. And so yeah, now it's it's a family ranch, and my mom lives out here and we live here, and our kids are learning how to be little ranchers too. So yeah, it's a great life. We're pretty blessed.
Exactly. There's a funny picture of Gilbert. Speaking of going, somebody said with animals you can't go anywhere. Gilbert went to Hawaii.
Yeah, he took a few vacations.
There's a picture of Gilbert in Hawaii, and he looks absolutely miserable. And it's like perfect Gilbert picture, because he on the ranch he would have been smiling, and in Hawaii, where everybody else would have been happy to be, he's just pissed that he's not at the ranch, So it's kind of funny. So
I've seen this question a lot, Joe. Any piglets this year? Not yet. My piglet person didn't have any. Because of some regulation things that she was going through that got straightened out. But I have some contact info for some new people for pigs. I have not had a chance to call.
We need to get pigs.
Yeah. We had them 1 year. It was August before, which it's almost August. So yeah, I'm gonna get some pigs. I gotta find some pigs. So, thank you, Anna. I appreciate that. Yeah. So pigs, yes. 7 to 10 pigs, hopefully coming to the ranch shortly, as soon as I find a supplier.
Yeah, the nice thing about pork is we'll run out of pork long before we run out of beef.
Except for farmers. Ham.
Yeah, nobody buys big giant hams, but we'll run out of pork long before, so we end up.
We need more.
We're actually usually out of pork for a few months while we wait for piglets to come back around. So.
Okay. Do you want to do mail call?
Yeah, let's do mail call really quick. Mail call is basically a quick feature that we have. We have a P.O. box. It's P.O. Box 667, Gillette, Wyoming 82717, and you can send anything you'd like to that thing. I've gotten
except for anthrax. I say this every time.
I don't think people do that anymore. That's like so 2000s, early 2000s. I don't know. But
don't send us anything gross.
We've had some interesting stuff you sent in. We've had DVDs sent to us. We've had postcards sent to us. A lot of it doesn't make it to mail call for obvious reasons.
Just drop us a note.
You can even just send us a postcard, because actually those are the most interesting ones that I love, is the ones where you get a picture from somebody and their life. I mean, you can email it. That's fine. People do that all the time. But having a physical picture that somebody sends you and says, hey, this is our ranch, or this is our dog, and this is, whatever it is, it's really cool to us to be able to reach out and touch you guys like that. So, yeah. I'm not touching anybody.
Oh. There's music on mail call intro, isn't there?
Yeah, I don't know if anybody heard you hammering back there. It probably did. All right, so mail call today was actually sent to us by Dave and Tammy in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And they sent us basically a care package.
So much stuff.
Kind of like a North Carolina. I don't even remember what city they're in.
It's like all like regional stuff.
Yeah, it's all like right there.
Cookies, and there's some crackers, and show the picture.
Oh yeah, Erin took a picture because.
And I have more stuff too.
It's all gone. So this is what they sent us.
Oh, so
They can't see it because now I have the picture up. Erin's holding up stuff. And here, look. No,
I'm ready to go.
So, yeah, they sent us the project list, a little book there. North Carolina, what are these called? Tea towels?
It's a tea towel, yeah.
Sweet potato crackers, which I'd never had before. The thing that says Dewey's Bakery there is actually a Moldovan sugar cake, which was awesome. and they should probably send me another one, please. It's like it's like their area thing. I don't know if it's like a regional thing or not, because if I could find it, I would buy like one a week. Coffee cup, yeah. And then the other thing that they sent to
and
us.
They sent this soda, which
Let me hold on.
I'm drinking one right now.
Hold on. There you go. Okay, now Erin can show you this that she's been trying to show you.
Cherry wine. And
is it? No, it's cheer wine.
Oh,
no, cheer wine.
Okay.
Which I had never had. There's no I in there.
Okay.
Well, I mean, there is in wine, but I had to ask them because I said, this is an alcoholic? I had to look at it because I was like, wine, maybe. Nope.
It's like a cherry Dr. Pepper.
It's good stuff though.
Yeah, you had one the other day, and I was like, oh, there's still one in the fridge, so I thought I would try it. It's good.
You like it?
Yeah, it's good. It's
good
cherry Dr. Pepper. And then they get sent us, there's more stuff too. There's a bag from the Cracker Barrel.
We don't have Cracker Barrels.
No, we don't have Cracker Barrels here, so thanks. I like reusable shopping bags. Some different honeys that were all produced around them. And then, yeah, some different honey. Raw organic honey, and then there's different honeys from like different honey tastes different depending on what the bees are gathering nectar from. So there's 3 different flavors and that other one, and then this I'm really excited for. We haven't used it yet, but it's for like bug bites and stuff like that. And I can't let the kids have this because they like to slather all the bug itch relief on them all over the place. So thank you guys. We really, really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you very much. So that's mail call. That's basically all it is. But we just really want to thank Dave and Tammy for sending that stuff to us. It's really, to be able to try things that we don't ever see.
Yeah.
Even Cracker Barrel. I don't think I've ever been in a Cracker Barrel.
I never have. No.
You yawning? Are you bored with us already?
No, I'm tired. And I love honey from different places. We have mostly alfalfa and clover here, so our honey's really white, really a pale color. So the deeper, darker honeys and stuff, it's fun to sample them because they do taste a lot different. So
right.
Thank you guys.
I was out when I was out baling today. I was baling a field that we call the bee field because we have beehives in that field. And they were out working with them this morning in all their beehive suit, their beekeeper suits and everything else. And bees don't like the equipment.
Oh yeah, that irritates
them. So the sound of the baler or even the sound of the tractor kind of drives them crazy. And you could see the guys out there in their beekeeper suits and they're doing this. And I kind of felt bad because I was driving them nuts. So
well, I hope they were okay.
Yeah, they left. They left pretty quick after I started. I think they were done. So. Yeah. How much was the high tunnel to buy? That's from Erin Pendergast.
So we actually went and we received our first high tunnel we purchased straight out. This one we received a USDA grant for a high tunnel, and that pays like per square foot, and it covers most of the cost of the high tunnel. I want to say it's about $9,000 for the size that I got once the shipping and stuff is added all in and stuff. And then we figure we probably have another $4,000 into it to actually build it with lumber and concrete and garage doors and all the little odds and ends that you don't think you're going to need, but you end up needing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But you can get a USDA grant. Just go visit your local USDA office and talk to them about a high tunnel grant.
Right.
So.
And high tunnel grants you can get. You do have to report back to them what you're growing, how you're growing. You don't anymore?
No, you don't have to do that anymore.
I thought you did.
You don't get paid till you put the cover on it. So you can't buy it and return it and get paid. So they've been out and they've inspected ours and we're good to go. So they measure it and make sure that you actually buy what you contracted for, or that you build what you contracted for. So, yeah.
Exactly. I had a question earlier about the horses. We still have the horses. We have 2 horses. We don't use them on the ranch. They're just for recreational riding. This time of year, we don't have a whole lot of time to ride. I'm in a tractor for a month almost straight. So not a whole lot of riding going on this time of year.
Here's one from Mr. Flashstone. Next year, Erin, you should try and grow a giant pumpkin. I have grown a giant pumpkin.
I should have a picture of it because it's a cool thing.
It was like 250 pounds.
It wasn't. Yeah, is that a giant? Is that considered giant?
Well, I think it's giant. Yeah, it was like 250 pounds. It was very flat and.
It was like crushed under its own weight.
Yeah, they're not like round, the big giant pumpkins. Like they're not like pretty jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. They're flat. They're much flatter. But yeah, it was cool. And we carved it, and I think we have a picture of the kids. Grace was a baby. I think that was the year Grace was born. Mackenzie's like 2. So I haven't grown one since because they take up a lot of space, and I use that garden real estate for other stuff. So it was fun though. I think My mom talks about how she wants to grow a giant pumpkin, so maybe Rita will grow one next year.
That would be good. I remember having to go out with the bobcat
Yeah,
and pick it up.
we had to use the bobcat to pick it up. So.
Yeah, didn't we put it on a pallet or something?
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. It was fun.
It was crazy.
The big ones are like 1,200 pounds or something. So I had a baby giant pumpkin.
Yeah. How big is your high tunnel? Somebody asked that question.
They are both 30 foot wide by 72 foot long and 12 foot high in the center.
There you go.
Ryan wants to know from Hamper Family Holsteins, how long after you put the bulls in do you preg check?
Well, we're kind of backwards on this. So where the cows are bred is actually our farthest back pasture. It's a wide open pasture, and that's where they'll spend most of the summer. We'll end up sorting bulls off down there, bringing them back in September. Ideally, we would preg check pretty quick after that, but we don't preg check until after we sell calves in October. And that's because we have all the cows back here at home, and we don't have to try to drive them all the way back up here, preg check, and then take them all the way back down. So, it's more of a convenience thing for us. The only problem that you can preg check that late, that's not a problem. It's actually kind of easier for the vet, I think. But one of the problems that they have is when you preg check that late, giving you a due date is kind of tough because the calf is so big. It's hard for them to measure and actually give you a really accurate due date for that calf. So we kind of get a general
110 days plus.
Yeah, kind of guesstimate kind of thing going on. So.
Can you go live when you preg check? I mean, I guess we could.
We probably could. I don't see why
not. The
not.
weather's always so crappy.
Last time, watch our preg checking video from last year. Even the vet, Kyle, he said that was miserable. He hated it.
And that was not the worst conditions that we preg checked.
We've preg checked in the snow before.
Yeah,
so.
It was bad. It was like 30-mile-an-hour wind, so you wouldn't even be able to hear us. So, if we have preg checked in October. And sometimes it can be pretty nice then, but if we push it back till November, which it depends on when the vets can get to us too, so it's usually crappy.
Yeah, it usually is. And a lot of our preg checking does come down to vets because we don't have a whole lot of vets around here that will come out and do it. There's just one or two. There's actually three, but one you're never going to book them. They're so busy, and just getting a vet out here sometimes is interesting. Challenge. So
and then getting help. Some other people, because we need a couple extra people is helpful to have out with us. So, yeah. Question?
Do you have a question?
Awkward silence.
Do you have a how are you liking the BCS? Everybody wants to know how the BCS is going.
So freaking cool. I love it.
Yeah. Very cool. We actually managed to talk to the folks from BCS. They shared Erin's last video on their page, and then they got a hold of us, and I talked to a really nice guy from the corporate office or whatever, really nice dude, and he was telling me about some of the attachments that thing has, and they are just great. I mean, you can actually have a small haying operation with that little BCS.
There's lots of companies that make attachments for the BCS. They're not necessarily BCS made attachments, but other companies make attachments for the two-wheel tractors.
Right, and apparently they're not huge in the U.S., but in Europe, and if you're here from Europe, it's go to bed. But if you happen to be up, they're huge over there. The two-wheel tractor thing. And there's tons of companies that make all these different, they make balers for them, they make pretty much everything.
So Matt, you could bale your yard.
Yeah, Matt could bale his yard.
No, it's great. I love it. How are the Vidalia onions? They're great. We're still eating them. We sent a lot of onions.
Is that who sent the onions?
Well, it's 436J Carr.
I don't know. I don't know if that's where I don't know. I have it on Facebook.
If it's you that sent them, thank you very much.
Yeah, they are wonderful.
They are great. Chris Rinkin, what did Bambi have for a calf?
What does Bambi have for a calf?
What did Bambi have for a calf?
She had a little girl.
A heifer?
Yeah.
Is she white-faced?
Yeah. We showed her in a video. Remember I took the girls out to see her. I couldn't tell you what video it is, but the girls went with me out to tag the calf and stuff, and Bambi was like right there and showed the girls her calf, and I couldn't tell you what video it is though, because they're all like mush in my brain
now. Here's a question I've seen a lot from Corey Laney: why red Angus bulls over other breeds?
Well, here's where tradition comes into it. Gilbert loved Angus, and this area is traditionally Angus country. Here's a good example. We have a white calf every once in a while, We used to. We used to have a couple white cows,
Yeah.
and occasionally they would throw a white calf. That calf would bring diddly squat at auction in this area, just because it was different. Nobody wanted it.
And it was
You
always
rarely
bred with
see
an Angus
anything
bull.
go through that's not
Red
red
or
or
black.
black Angus, and so it's kind of a marketing decision on our part. It's also the fact that Gilbert always had Angus,
And some years we buy black, and some years we buy red.
yeah.
And the red Angus actually come from a local producer.
Right, yeah,
Here in Campbell County.
those new red Angus bulls that we got, who are doing pretty good, by the way. They're getting pushed around a little bit by the other bulls. I'm not sure if they're seeing as much action as the other guys are, but I think they're learning. They come from a guy that ranches just north of Gillette a little ways, and
Yeah.
they raise their own bulls there, and they do a bull auction. Luckily, we know him, and we don't have to go to auction. We just call him and say, hey, what can we get a couple bulls for? And he'll shoot us a good price, and we don't have to go to auction. We don't have to fight with anybody else. We don't have to leave the ranch. It works out great.
When we get black Angus, we get them from Montana.
Yeah.
So
and the same
thing. When mom makes call, says I need some bulls, and they bring them and deliver them and drop them off with the cows. So yeah, it works great.
Exactly.
So, and I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Montana's kind of a local producer.
Local-ish. Yeah.
Local-ish.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah. Have you ever been hurt with the bulls?
I don't know if they're talking about me or Marcia. I don't know if she's asking if have I ever had an injury or if the bulls had an injury.
The bulls hurt each other.
Bulls hurt each other occasionally. It's not uncommon to find bulls bleeding from
limping.
fighting and limping and fences sometimes. You got to think too. They weigh 2,000 pounds. They're up on the back of a cow. Sometimes they come off wrong. They land wrong. They twist ankles.
They can hurt cows too.
They can hurt. It's pretty rare for them to hurt a cow, but occasionally that does happen. So, exactly.
You've never been hurt though. Oh, sorry, that was rude.
I have never been. I'm very, very careful with the bulls to the point that I don't even, I don't push them too hard. I'm pretty easy going with them. A lot of people have asked, how do we get the bulls back?
Oh yeah.
And we will actually go down. We'll sort them off by hand, and by the time that they're done, they're ready to come home.
They know.
Yeah, they'll kind of when you think about it, it's kind of like a deer herd or an antelope herd. The bucks will come in to breed, and then the bucks will go back and form their own herd, and that's kind of what the bulls do. They'll go into the cows, they'll do their thing, and then they'll kind of separate themselves off. You'll see the group of bulls will be, and we'll show you this fall. Or later on in the summer, that they'll just be kind of hanging out by themselves. They know they're done. There's nothing else left to breed. As long as there's no open cows in somebody else's pasture that's right next to ours that they decide they want to go through a fence and get to. But they'll kind of separate themselves off. And sometimes we do have to separate them off by hand, but we'll drive them home. And they'll walk the 5 miles all the way home. And then they'll be really, actually we usually break it up into 2 days. I'll push them up about halfway. And then they'll stay in a pasture for a day or two, and then I'll push them the rest of the way, because it is a long ways for those big fat guys to walk. So, and it's slow. They're so slow.
They are slow.
And if they don't want to move, they don't move. There's that you have to deal with too. So,
yeah, but it's always really easy to get them home. They really just kind of, you go fight with them, not even fight with them, but just kind of move around on the 4-wheeler or the gator and, kind of get them pointed in the right direction towards the gate. And then they're like, okay, fine, we'll just go.
And it's, even putting in the bulls this year, they knew what was going on. I went and opened up a gate into the corrals the day before. And when we went to load them up, they were right there ready to go. They went right in the trailer, which is funny because last year loading or putting in bulls, we had more trouble when Mitch was here. We had more trouble working with bulls last year than this year. Just went smoother than snot.
It was my calming persona of holding the camera that made things feel
and yelling
better.
at me occasionally. So
you almost got trampled by one of those new bulls.
They are. Yeah, they move pretty fast.
The new ones move fast. The old ones, no.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's
okay.
That's all about the bulls.
Probably go for about another 15 minutes or so. So more questions.
Okay.
You guys have more questions for us?
If you could pick another state to have a ranch in, what would it be?
Oh, I have no idea. Somewhere with irrigation.
Yeah, somewhere with a river would be nice. I am so sick I'm so sick of having to worry about hay. It is so hard to deal with.
When we had the first year, it was like, okay, we won't have 2 years of drought, and then we have 2 years of drought, and it's like we can't have a third year, and then third year in a row, not enough hay.
Yeah, it's a rough life.
All right, more questions. We're reading real quick. Hold on, guys.
Do livestock get out of the fence often? Not really. We have our moments. There's normally 9 times out of 10, I can tell you it's not the fence. It's somebody forgetting to close a gate. And since nobody else is out there but me, it's usually me that forgets to close a gate or forgets to latch a gate. We have a few cows that know how to open gates. You have to deal with them occasionally, or we chain gates closed because there's a couple cows out there that kind of know how to. If you don't latch it all the way, they know how to get it open. 9 times out of 10, we try to really stay on top of fences, just because it's one of those things that's, that you do have control over. So our fences, we usually don't have any problems. We are on the highway, so occasionally there'll be an accident on the highway or something like that. Somebody will drive through a fence. That kind of stuff happens. We have to deal with that. Sometimes we have cows out because of that reason. We've had snow build up in the wintertime over the fence, and the cows just walked up and over the fence. We've had that happen, and we've had 75, 80 cows on the highway, which was a fun day.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't horrible. They got back in. But.
Yeah, we had to put a gate up on one of cattle guard because we had heifers, and we had a jumpy bunch of heifers. They would jump the cattle guard all the time. Yeah.
We've had bulls out usually because of the gate issue. So yeah, it's not a horrible deal with fences. They kind of know, honestly, I believe, like, I could leave a gate open and the cows could wander down, but I guarantee you that next morning when I go out and feed, they're all going to come back. So, but yeah, we go chase them down, and I've had highway patrolmen help me, and I've had sheriff's officers help me, and I've had people pull over the side of the road and help me when that kind of thing happens. So it's always good.
Yeah. Frank from Ohio, welcome.
Hi, Frank. John Deere side-by-side over others. That kind of comes down to the tradition thing as well. Gilbert loved John Deere.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a diehard John Deere fan. I'm not really a diehard anything fan. I'm more of a believer in if I can get in, it starts, and I can go to work, I'm pretty darn happy, and the Gator does that for me. So,
I mean, we've had issues with it.
You're going to have issues with anything.
Anything, yeah.
We got comments from when we were talking about, we had some tractor issues this year. For the first time in years, we've had some tractor issues that we had to deal with. And a lot of people were like, just sell them because, cases never break down, and I was just like, whatever. But it's just how, you can ask Blake about tractors breaking down. He'll tell you all about
it. Yeah, everything breaks. That's for sure. So, do you work the cows from horseback much?
No, I sure don't. We aren't, original ranchers. We came here only 10 years ago and took over, or didn't take over, but we came here to help out 10 years ago. And yeah,
Gilbert didn't like horses.
Gilbert hated horses. He wouldn't even. I couldn't even have a horse on the ranch, and I didn't have one until Gilbert passed away. And then we got horses that are just for recreational riding. So
Blake's video tomorrow is about stuff breaking.
Imagine that. Oh, he said big shocker there. Yeah, I was gonna say, imagine that.
I just checked the Instagram so that I can see what's broken with Blake's operation. That's what I check Instagram for.
That's what you check. No, you should just start like a website, Blake, and just have like a running tally of what's broken. And then
or what new piece of junk has Blake bought today?
It has a status next to it, and it's either red or green. There's no in between. Actually, everything would be orange or yellow, and then it would eventually turn red.
Blake, you have bad luck.
I'm just messing with you, Blake. It's okay. Go back to mules. I've never ever messed with mules. Have you ever been on a mule?
No.
There's some folks down the road that have a donkey, and I always kind of want to go play with it.
Let's get a donkey. They're supposed to help with coyotes.
They are. So are geese, but our geese don't give a crap about coyotes.
How are they going to help with coyotes?
Well, the chicken house. They're supposed to keep stuff away from the chicken house, and they don't.
They've abandoned the chickens and gone, and they're just on the pond.
Yeah, they don't
fending for themselves out there. They don't even come home anymore.
No,
the geese
they sit out on the pond all the time. So
I count them every day. I'm like, oh, still 4. We're doing good.
Yeah. Horses are hay burners from Dixie Road.
Yeah.
Gilbert had horses. Not to say that he hated horses, but he had horses up until they invented the 3-wheeler.
Yeah, he had 3-wheelers.
The day the 3-wheeler came out, the Honda 3-wheeler, that thing with the big old inflatable, or big old balloon tires. I think that was the day he sold all his horses. So,
Yeah.
Drying rack looks like it worked great. Are you going to build another, maybe a bigger one? Actually, now that I've built one, you could build one.
I'm good with what I have right now.
You don't want a bigger one?
No, it does a five. I used it today. It worked really great. I used my 5-gallon spinner. I still spin it, the lettuce, and I dumped it out, and it lays nicely on there. And then I can dry it for just a few minutes, package it up, and put it in the fridge.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it works great. I don't think I need a bigger one. You thought it was going to be small.
I thought it was going to be too small. Yeah.
It works great. So.
Blake said the only reason to have cows is to work horses. I'd have to disagree there. We have.
You can come up and use the horses anytime you want, Blake.
Yep.
Ryan from Humphrey Family Wholesome says we can have his donkey.
Oh yeah, I'd have to get it here from Texas though.
Can we meet in the middle?
Can you put it on a plane or something?
Can you call it a service animal, an emotional support animal?
Yeah. You might.
When do you stop bottle feeding the calves? Big and Rush wants to know.
They pretty much.
They're done.
Well, yeah, they get a bottle about every other day, every 3 days, something like that. Now we've got them on a calf starter type feed, which is a small little pellet that they love and they eat up. So
and they're getting hay and they get grain and
yeah, they're doing okay.
Let's see. They say a mule rides better than a horse.
I wouldn't know.
Dude, I don't even know anybody who has mules. Mules and donkeys are different, right?
Yeah, mules are half donkey, half horse.
Oh. So are they bigger than donkeys?
I would assume so.
I don't know anything about this. All right. Are you drinking Jack on the Rocks? Everyone always wants to know what kind of whiskey you drink.
It's cheap Seagram's is what it is. It's about the cheapest stuff you can buy. I'm not a...
we're so fancy.
We are very fancy. We did have to go buy fancy glasses. So that's
from Walmart.
Yeah.
James, put the timer on the dryer rack. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, Erin did say that if you left it on there too long, it does make it too dry.
What had happened is I'd packaged and I had just a little bit left, and that because I weigh all my bags out, so they're all the same weight, so the customers get the same thing. And I had just a little bit left, and I should have just thrown it in a bag, but I just left it on top of the dryer rack, and I turned it off, but then went and did other stuff, and it had been on longer, and yeah, it did kind of dry out, but so that means it works great. So.
Brian Yonker is here. Do you take requests? Requests for what? I don't know what that question means.
I don't know.
But I do like Brian because Brian comments quite a bit,
Yeah.
and he's always on our side.
Yeah, thank you, Brian.
We get some interesting comments occasionally, and I can usually count on Brian to pop in there and say you're full of crap or whatever else. He says things I can't say occasionally. So
thanks, Brian.
Thanks, Brian. But yeah, I don't know what kind of request you're speaking of. So
Marcia wants to know if you creep feed your cats.
Yes.
I like to read the questions and direct them at you. I don't know if you've noticed that.
I have noticed that. Yeah, we have, just starting last year, we bought a creep feeder at an auction, and we put it out last fall. A little bit late, because we bought it late, but yeah, we'll be using it again this year.
It's about time to get it. Well, they're not in that pasture yet.
No, but they will be.
Brian, I'm not going to sing when we get to 50,000 subs. That's just not going to happen. Sorry. Is she taking her? Yeah, no, I'm just not going to sing.
I tell you what, maybe tomorrow, if you guys, we'll put out a special video tomorrow, and we'll put Erin singing in it. How's that?
All right.
We'll do that tomorrow.
Okay. This is like a big commitment that you just committed us to.
We'll do it.
Okay.
We'll do something.
Okay.
Barbara, no, I haven't had a chance to read the book yet.
It is next to your bed.
It is sitting right next to the bed.
Barbara sent us a book.
Honestly, during haying, I usually come in, hang out with the kids for a while. We put the kids to bed, and then I kind of rack out. Pretty much it. So.
Or we record a podcast.
Or we record a podcast, or whatever we have to do that night. So.
Blake, why are you laughing so hard? You're gonna cry.
I don't know. Tonka Bear says your eyebrows are looking great as usual, Erin.
Thanks.
Erin should start a makeup channel, and move into that aspect
You
of
guys that
things.
comment on my makeup, I appreciate it.
We do get a lot. We get a lot of emails and comments about Erin's makeup all the time. Do you spend like hours doing
I
this?
don't spend hours doing it. I came in the house today at 4:37, and Hannah, our babysitter, I'm like, Hannah, we are leaving here at 5 o'clock, and we left at like 5:03, and I took a shower and put makeup on, and did not brush my hair.
Yeah, you got home at like 6 something. So
yeah, I had to take the babysitter home and drop off vegetables at a restaurant and check the PO box, and there was nothing in the PO box, even though I raced to town.
let's try to get there before 5:30.
And got us dinner, and came home.
Right.
Very fast. It was all very fast. All right, so mules are bigger than donkeys. Thanks, I appreciate that.
There you go.
I kind of want to see a mule.
Well, look it up online.
Well, I wanna
we
see
have
when
the Google machine.
I want to see it in real life.
Ryan, do you have mules or donkeys?
He has donkeys.
Donkeys. Okay. Well, that ain't gonna help us.
And he plans to get sheep.
No. We've had sheep. They're not fun. Not for us anyway.
No. Sorry, Miriam. Sorry.
Yeah.
Any plans for more kids? No. No,
That's a
good.
quick answer.
We got 3. We're good. They outnumber us. And they were naughty in the grocery store yesterday. And then I get home and Mike gets an email. Hey, I saw Erin at Albertsons. I'm like, shit. Kids were so bad.
Yeah, Erin was like, I bet you I was yelling at the kids.
Yelling at the kids. He saw me in the parking lot. I wasn't yelling in the parking lot so much, but they were bad.
Yeah. This was just some subscriber that happens to live not even in town, but somewhere around here. And
you know, a little town like 30 miles away.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I saw Erin at Albertsons. Shit.
Yeah.
Dang kids, man. And my mom and I went to the grocery store. You were hanging.
Mm-hmm.
They outnumber you. It's a bad deal. All right. Want to do a couple more questions?
Yeah, let's do a couple more. We didn't have anything else planned for tonight, did we?
No.
No, not really. We talked about beef jerky. We talked about mail call. I guess we're kind of good. Yeah, let's just answer a few more questions. This will be fun. Why can't I super chat? It says the feature is not available in your area.
That's a YouTube thing,
that's not me.
Sorry.
I have no idea about that one.
Nathan says, y'all living the dream. Living the dream.
Sometimes you wonder.
Our podcast that's going to come out tomorrow is all about like staying positive.
Right.
You know, even though things are difficult.
Big and Rush just said podcast tomorrow topic.
It's about staying positive even when things are hard.
Yeah, I mean, it's very easy to slip into that negative mindset, and we all know people who like live in the negative, and we've tried very, very hard not to do that because it just, if you start that down the road, you're in trouble. So we try to stay positive, and that's what the podcast is about. About us trying to stay positive.
I saw just one. Lori wants to know the kids' t-shirt sizes, please. I saw that you asked that earlier. Mackenzie wears like a 7/8. Grace is a 5T or a small, and Lincoln is he's 3, but he wears like a 2T. But a 3T would work. He's little.
He is little.
Thank you. All right.
Eddie asks, what do you especially like about your lifestyle?
It's all about I think it's the freedom.
Yeah, it does. That's what it comes down to for me, is just the freedom to be able to, there is things that have to be done, but even those things, like today when I was out haying, there was a couple of mule deer that came in. Mm-hmm. And I just stopped and just, I didn't want to disturb them. They came up and they were eating on a windrow.
You let them eat the hay?
So I just sat there and watched them for 5-10 minutes and just kind of hung out and, drank a pop and watched them do their thing. I mean, it's that kind of stuff, or being able to just get away. You're still, the freedom is kind of a deceptive name because it isn't, we're tied down to the ranch.
Oh, so tied down.
But also we have this freedom to be able to do what we need to do, and how we do it really is up to us.
And I've built a whole local food business that I wouldn't be able to do if we lived in town.
Right.
And to me, that when I think of like the best part about the ranch and the freedom comes to mind, it's the freedom to create a product that we can be proud of and that we raise here on the ranch and that we can sell. And I don't know. just been able to build this whole business because of the ranch. So, and you know, YouTube too, because of this, you know, unique lifestyle. So
exactly. Humphrey Family Holsteins, have you ever had to make a ranch decision that you thought would be hard to discuss with your subscribers? That's a pretty darn good question. You know, when we started our channel, we didn't know, you know, how to get into like the financial stuff. That was questions we got all the time. How much does it cost to be a rancher? How much does land cost? How much, you know, this kind of, you know, how many, that was hard for us to kind of get into. There is that whole, you know, opening up your pocketbook to people, but there are ways to do it.
I mean, we did it. The cost of ranching is one of our most popular videos. So,
right. And you can do it. I mean, so we kind of just had to, we took that we weren't sure how we were going to, you know, do that and made it work. Decision wise, I mean, one of our biggest decisions right now that we're going to be faced with here is buying hay and how we pay for buying hay. Do we sell cows, which then affects the ranch somewhere down the line? Do we borrow money to buy hay, you know, which does the same damn thing? Do we rob a bank? I mean, what do we do? You know, and hay's not cheap. I mean, you can think last year we bought almost $60,000 worth of hay for the ranch. So this year we're going to be right back into that. Not as bad, but we're going to be right back in that same boat. So, yeah, there are definitely decisions that are hard to discuss with subscribers, but
I think too, like,
it's also important to show the actual what you're going through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And, you know, we're not going to open our checkbook, the ranch's checkbook to you guys, but, you know, it is, yeah. Everything that we talked about, like in the cost of ranching video, was stuff that you could look up on the internet.
Well, yeah, same thing. I mean, a lot of the stuff that we talk about, you know, even buying hay, I mean, somebody can sit down and figure out how much hay our cows eat and how much that costs. I mean, that's not hard to do. So,
yeah,
we kind of figured out that, you know, there are things that people can, if you want to find out, you can find out. I got a weird one, you know, the other day that said, a comment the other day that said, it took me 5 minutes to find your place on Google Earth.
Yeah, that's weird.
I was like, oh, creepy. But, I mean...
it's out there.
It's out there. Yeah. So, I mean, and it's the same thing.
I went to Albertsons and somebody noticed me at the grocery store yelling at the kids.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I have to explain to the kids that it's weird. It's a weird thing. I don't want the kids to ever, like, be self-conscious of, like, oh, we're on YouTube and people might recognize us and we have to behave a certain way. But, like, I do think about it. Like, we're not like fake or anything here. I mean, I think you guys can see that this is who we are and stuff. But like, I would be embarrassed if anybody saw me yelling at my kids. But like, to have a subscriber, and I was not yelling at the kids when we were in the parking lot. They were better by then. But we had.
But you just told everybody you were yelling at your kids.
Yeah,
so now they're picturing.
But they hadn't seen it. I don't know. It's just you know, obviously we choose to be on YouTube and to share our lives with you guys, but that is always in the back of my mind of like, who's watching?
Right.
When we're in public.
Yeah. So. And, you know, I mean, it's just, Kat had a good point, put your cows on a diet, which is something.
Yeah.
We actually do. When we have to buy hay, they don't eat as much. It's just, they're pretty strict, and we start paying, we really start paying attention to body condition scores and things like that. And, you know, being able to cut back on hay a little bit to be able to save money. But there is a point that you do have to feed them, obviously, when they're getting, you know, that third trimester kind of thing. You start pouring the food to them. There's nothing you can really do about that.
And, you know, luckily we have had a lot of rain, and it's not going to give us a second cutting of hay, but it might give some pasture regrowth and, you know, but we could have snow in September, and it doesn't matter how much grass is in the field. If we get buried in snow in September, they're not grazing. So,
yeah.
I mean, we'll see what happens.
Walker Publications has an idea here. How about adopt a cow for a season? We pay to adopt a cow, and you use the money to buy hay.
That would be amazing.
It would be amazing. I do kind of, I feel bad about that. It's not your responsibility. It's not your responsibility to do that. I mean, anything that we're firm believers in fair market trade. So we offer you guys a service. You guys, you know, help us out. Even YouTube's like that. I mean, you guys watch ads. We make money off of that.
You click on ads. We make money.
Right.
I mean,
It's fair trade. Yeah, I would never expect anybody to come in and be. No. I even feel bad when people say, "Hey, can I come work for you for the day?" And I'm like, I can't pay you for coming to work for. Well, I'll just do it. I'm like, no, I really do feel bad about that kind of stuff because I don't. This is going to sound really bad, but I don't want charity.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
But don't think for a second that, you know, if we need to buy hay this year, I mean, YouTube money might be buying
YouTube money is going to be buying hay, I guarantee it.
So
And that's,
thanks for the super chats.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why we don't go and buy all kinds of new camera equipment. And we actually haven't taken, us personally, we have never taken a dime from YouTube. We have money sitting in an account that's the YouTube money goes into, and that's there for
when we need it.
When we need it,
which will be this fall.
So. Do you have a favorite country song? Corporate Pilot?
Lori, thank you. Lori just said, if you're not correcting them, the outcome would be awful. You keep up the good work with them. Took me a second. You're talking about the kids. Yeah.
About the cows for a second. I was like,
yeah, I don't free range parent. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But they're kids, and I understand they were wound up. We'd been to dinner. Grammy had bought them a milkshake.
Yeah.
The grocery store was pretty empty. They thought it was a free for all to run around.
Matt said you're up to 4 eye rolls.
Cool. Do I roll my eyes?
Give him another one. That's pretty funny.
It's just how I communicate. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So, do you have a favorite country song? I tell you what. Keep an eye on the channel tomorrow. Watch for your notifications. You might just get the answer to that question. Yeah. Click the bell so you get it. I actually was talking to a YouTube guy about the notification thing and how that works now.
Oh.
So
explain away.
Because even if you click that notification bell, you don't always get notifications. Everybody knows that because it drives me crazy. But YouTube,
I thought you were supposed to get notifications all the time with the bell clicked.
Because YouTube has now said that people subscribe to hundreds of different channels, and you don't want a notification for every single one of those 100 channels. So it's based on like channels that you've watched the most recently. You get those notifications for those channels you've watched the most recently.
But if you click the bell, you still get notified more often than if you don't click the bell.
If you don't click the bell, you don't get notified at all.
Oh, I thought you still got notified some.
No, I don't think so. I don't know.
Click the bell.
See what happens. Roll the dice.
In 3 weeks, YouTube will have another plan. So click the bell. That's what's supposed to be working for now for notifications.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, any other questions? Let's take a look here really quick.
Chickens. I've seen some chickens questions. Yeah, the fox ate all the adult chickens. We still have baby chicks.
We have 60-some baby chicks that are just coming up.
They go outside, but they're in like a chicken wire enclosure, and they're doing great. But they won't be laying eggs until August or September.
Yeah. So. How far are you guys away from Sheridan? Gillette is what, 2 hours from Sheridan?
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
We're just outside of Gillette.
Yeah. So I saw another one too that there. I don't remember what it was. Oh well.
Guns on the ranch. Yeah, we got guns. We live in Wyoming, and it's a ranch.
Yeah.
Thank you guys, everybody who came out tonight. Thanks for all the new faces. It's really great to see so many new people here.
Let's see if we made that 5,000 mark yet.
No.
So the big thing was since our last live stream, we've had 5,000 new subscribers.
We were like 60 short.
Now we are 25 short.
Okay. We need 25 more
25 more subscribers and we hit 5,000.
So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe.
Yeah. I think that imagine everybody that's here is subscribed. But
do you ever complain about what I cook for dinner?
I never complain.
Oh, he's really easy. What do you want for dinner? I don't care.
Yeah.
Drives me crazy.
But if there's food, I'm happy.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He eats TV dinners. You had a TV dinner last night for dinner.
I did.
I went out for dinner. You had a TV dinner because you were cutting hay.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and that was late. I had a TV dinner at like 9 o'clock last night, so it wasn't too late, but it was late enough.
Okay.
So anyway, thanks. Thank you, Randy. Appreciate that. Thanks for everybody for coming out. Thanks to our moderators. We've had Matt here, Ron, Bob, and Blake from Guy in Wyoming was here for a little. There he is. There's Blake. And
thanks, Blake.
Blake said nobody would complain about Erin's. No, because Erin would kill you.
I won't.
We're all scared of you. Did you know that?
You're so mean.
Just a little bit. Just like she just keeps that little tinge of fright right there. So.
If you guys are ever in Gillette on a Saturday morning, visit the Gillette Saturday Farmers Market in the college parking lot.
Yeah,
we'll be there.
Down, hang out with us for a little bit. Yeah, see, Humphrey Family Holsteins, they're terrified of you.
I talked to you for like an hour, Ryan. Gave you lots of gardening advice.
She did it again. All right, guys, we're going to hang it up. Thanks to our moderators once again. Thanks to all you guys for coming out and hanging out with us. Thank you to James right there for a $5 super chat. And
I did get told I was mean on the internet.
You got told that somebody was going to report you for being mean. So, yeah, that always happens. She scares me too. See?
Someone has to be mean. Are you the good parent?
I'm the sucker. Erin tells me that all the time.
I'm a mean one.
Yeah, and Kenzie will tell me that you're the mean one too. She's told me that. So anyway, thanks everybody. Have a great night. Sunday's video will be about haying, and we're going to take a look at the baler and all that kind of good stuff and how that works. And then we'll be back again on Tuesday with another project list. And there's a special video coming out tomorrow. Keep an eye out for it. Something totally different that you have never, ever, ever seen before. And it might just blow your socks off, or it might make you just go, what the heck is wrong with those guys?
Are your chickens pregnant?
No.
Chickens don't get pregnant. They lay eggs. Right? They don't get pregnant. Thanks, Nathan. Oh, Paul, thank you. Good cop, bad cop. Yeah, I'm the bad cop. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. All right, guys.
You are a sucker, too.
I am a total sucker.
He's got those girls, man. They just got you wrapped around their little fingers.
I can't help it. Should have made such cute babies. It's all your fault.
I am a sucker for Lincoln, though, man. That little boy, he's naughty.
He can get away with anything. All right, guys. Speaking of getting away, we're out of here. Have a great night. And thanks for joining us in our Wyoming Life.